Welcome back. I'm Adrian Harewood, and tonight we're coming to you from 133 Besser Street in downtown Ottawa. We're at the corner of Dalhousie, and I'm at a meeting that really could help shape the elections that are happening this fall for the school board and also for Ottawa City Council. This meet and greet is being organized by the Black Ottawa Business Network Social Group. Now, the group's purpose is to try to encourage black candidates to run for political office. Now, so far, the group has thrown its support behind 4 black candidates. Now, joining me now are 2 of those candidates. Rawlson King is the president of the Overbrook Community Association, and he is running in Ward 12 for the Ottawa School Board. And Fabien Kalala Simankinda is running to be the next city councillor in River Ward. Thank you both for joining us.
Good evening, Adrian.
Thank you.
Rawlson, perhaps I begin with you. Why did you decide to run? Why was it important for you to run?
I think the key thing is we need representation. The black community numbers nearly 60,000 in this region, and we don't have any representation around a city council table or a school board table, and we see the results of that in the decisions that are made.
And was there a particular moment when you realized that you had to run, that you needed to run?
The closure of Rideau High School was very detrimental to my community, to Overbrook, and as a result, we saw that it is important to have people around the table who have basic focus on maintaining education. And I think that's the key, quality education for everybody. In communities that are high needs, in communities that have people who are below the poverty line, and in communities where youth crime is rampant, it's important to have schools. It's important to invest in schools. And that was one of the reasons that encouraged me to run.
And Fabien, was there a particular reason why you decided you wanted to run for City Council in River Ward?
Actually, for several years, being involved in the community, and I do a lot of community activities and youth engagement. And I can tell you 80% of our life is affected by municipal. So this is occasion, this is a time we have to be involved and try to change things to our community.
And what do you think you, in particular, have to offer?
Actually, I want to bring in the table of the councillor my experience and my expertise, especially when it comes to security here in Ottawa. And I want actually looking at being more closer to people. So don't forget, the city councillor, they're not politicians. They are middlemen, actually, people connecting service to the community. I want to make sure that's still like that and be really closer to the community.
There has never been a black city councillor in the city's history. Does that matter, and if so, why?
Actually, you know what, I know something? People ask me that question, I said, don't say it. I took the challenge to become the first city councillor elected black person here in Ottawa. And
does it matter, though? Does it matter?
Actually, it does, because it's not about our representation. So can you imagine for the City of Ottawa, all the diversity we have nothing on the table. We want to make sure that when the decision got taken, we have to be part of the decisions. So this is one of the reasons why I'm running. It's not just because I'm black, because I believe and I have enough experience, and for my vision, I want to bring it to part of the table.
Rawlson, you were nodding in agreement when Fabien was speaking.
Absolutely. Well, the key issue for us is representation. We're underrepresented. So we have 60,000 black community members in this region, and we have no representation.
But is it true you don't have any representation? Some people would say that some of the candidates who are running, their values match with theirs.
I think it's important to actually have people around the table who have a direct connection to the experience of the people that are being governed. That's absolutely key to a democracy. It provides some social license. It provides some legitimacy to the democratic process to know that around the table there are people who are representing the community. And that is a key component for my run. I think that we would have had a different result in terms of the school closure that occurred in our neighborhood if we had somebody around the table who had the same values, same experience, and could actually bring a plethora of new ideas and diverse ideas to the table.
And I'm curious, like, what is the perspective that you bring, that you think that distinguishes you, that makes you different?
Living in the community. So the key to a community, a key pillar to a community is a school. It's the place where people can network and come together, and you can also focus on more holistic strategies for a community. So it's not just education, it's health, it's access ultimately to employment, all of these things. And when you kind of cut that out of a community, you're really tearing the heart out of a community. And you can only really understand that if you live in the community and you actually see the detrimental effects. So we were trying to build a youth strategy around this school for the last 2 years. Then the school was closed. We were sitting around the school board with school board representation in good faith with staff. And they made a decision to close the school and to basically throw kids a bus pass, say take 3 buses to go to school. That to us is unacceptable. And I think that that decision would not have been made if there were people of color around the table.
Fabien, you've been involved in this run for office for the last couple of months now. What have you learned during this campaign so far? What are you learning?
Meeting with people, actually, knocking doors, and you see amazing how people are. And most of the people are confused. They don't even know what the service is, what a city offered. So this is why it comes to a point like being a city councillor, you have to be closer to people. And I'm an entrepreneur myself. I know what's the importance of money for when it comes to the city. And you have a lot of business closing and with the issue of security. So I'm bringing that to the table, being a business owner myself.
There's some young people who are watching the show right now, watching you and Rawlson, and saying, I'm not sure, like, I'd like to run, but I'm not sure if I could do it, in 10 or 15 years from now. What do you say to that young person?
Think about one thing. No one would do anything better than yourself. So standing up for your community, it starts from you. Don't wait for anyone to do for you. You have to do it for you. You have to be involved. That's what it takes. I'm taking the challenge to make sure to bring everybody out and to not only to be part of this campaign or be a voting process, but they have to be involved. We cannot build a community with not people from the community. The activities have to be in community activities.
Thank you so much. Thank you both. Fabien, thank you. And Rawlson, thank you very much. Thank you. And Lucy, that was Fabien Kalala and also Rawlson King. Rawlson is running in Ward 12 for the Ottawa School Board, and Fabien is running in River Ward for Ottawa City Council. The meet and greet here began at 6 o'clock. It goes until 9, and it's here at 133 Besserer Street at the corner of Dalhousie. Lucy, back to you.
Great to meet those guys and hear from them. Thanks a lot, Adrian.